Could this robotic rover eventually replace seeing eye dogs? ASU students developed it and impressed judges in Shanghai.
We're turning on the robot dog. First thing it does, it stands up.
A teddy bear in shades sits in for a blind person. The robot is programmed to watch for obstacles.
We specifically looked at traffic lights and cars and like a construction cone.
Unsafe to move. There is a car in the road.
The students mixed software and hardware and artificial intelligence to get the dog to move, detect, and respond.
The light is now green.
Unlike real dogs, the robots aren't colorblind, and there are other bionic benefits.
Normal guide dogs take years to train and a lot of money and time and dedication.
This guy doesn't get distracted by cats or need food either.
The real guide dog has a limit. What we can train, what we cannot. But for our robotic guide dog, we don't see the limit. The sky is the limit.
It can't cuddle or comfort, but the robot helped the student engineers achieve their goal.
You just want to make people's lives as easy as possible, so no matter what challenges they have, they can live their lives as normally as anyone else.
PTSD is, to me, I guess the best way I'd describe it is you just stuff a bunch of files into file folders, but you're kind of just stacking them and stacking things, and then when you try and look back at something, it all just crashes in front of you. You make a mess in your head, and it sucks.
We're helping them reacclimate to the civilian world. We're providing them with services and access to entities such as career services.
According to the Department of Labor Statistics, in 2014, the unemployment rate for veterans was at 7.2%, compared to the national average at 6.1%, with many veterans claiming their prescription medications made it difficult to keep up with their work life.
You can die from just stopping the medication.
What happens is these combat cocktails result in tons of drug interactions and side effects from all these different meds that cause the veterans to be sedated, non-functional. They describe that they feel like zombies.
With recent veteran affairs scandals across the United States, the effectiveness of the VA hospitals has diminished, leaving those who fought for us in the waiting room.
When I was in college, I owned a landscaping business, and so I was outside all the time, working and in different places, meeting people, doing different things. I thought, you know, I don't want to do landscaping again, but I really miss being outdoors and traveling all over the valley and doing what I do. So I just kind of fell into it. I talk to people all the time. They say, "Oh, I hate bees. I only eat meat. I only eat hamburgers." You don't have bees, you don't make seeds, you don't have hay, you don't have a cow, and you don't have your hamburger.
The best part was just how the band was there, present with all the fans. You know, they were seeing the whole thing for the first time as well, just like we were. And it was in such a kind of a quaint setting where you know, everyone just got to soak it in and enjoy the album for what it was.
Please come check us out. For those of you guys that are watching, we are going on the band's Warped Tour this summer. We're going to be on the Monster stage. We're very, very excited for that. Trapped, one of our first single, premiered on Billboard.com.
Helmet on, skates laced, Tasha Hawkins steps on the ice at noon, already hours into her practice schedule.
Hockey is my day.
This high school senior spends most of her time traveling with her team.
Last year, it was every single weekend. This year, I believe it's 2-3 times a month.
When she gets off the ice, she knows she can't just skate by, so she takes online classes. But this kind of grueling schedule doesn't leave much time for school.
I do need help. I'm just like any other student. I need help with my math. I need help with my English.
One day, Tasha's goal is to skate on the next level. But in order for her to do that, she knows she has to have strong academics. Well, now, Scottsdale is bringing some academic help right to the ice. Tasha says Scottsdale Unified is the first school district she's seen bring teachers right to her. She believes it's going to bring her closer to reaching her goals on the ice and off.
Oh, that Arizona sun is brutal, whether you're parking at work or darting into a store.
Growing up here in Arizona, I remember going to the supermarket with my mom, and she would go to great lengths just to find a sliver of shade to try to keep the car cool. I always wondered, does that really help? Well, we're going to do a test and find out.
We used 3 cars in our unscientific test, cooling them all down to 85 degrees before sticking them in the sun with thermometers inside.
The first car, we're going to park under a tree. The second car, it's going in direct sunlight. And the last one, it gets one of these windshield shades.
The car's baked in 105-degree heat for 20 minutes, about the time it takes you to run into the store for a quick errand. After the time was up, we checked the temps inside the cars. First up, the car parked under the tree.
That is 114 degrees. Okay, so this is going to be the one with the sunshade. And it is reading 116. Okay, now obviously this is going to be the hottest one because it had no protection, and it's at 120 degrees. So in our unscientific test, it looks like the car under the tree remained the coolest. It even beat out the car that had the window shade. So maybe it's worth a little extra time to try to keep you and your family cool under the hot Arizona sun.
With a busy family, I was anxious to try food delivery boxes. 2 different companies, 2 different types of services. Freshly sends ready-made healthy meals to your doorstep. Everything is peanut and gluten-free. I ordered 6 meals. They showed up packed in ice.
Chicken risotto, got the penne, chicken parmesan, lots of chicken. I guess I ordered a lot of chicken. The spaghetti squash. We'll see if my kids are willing to eat that.
Out of the box and in the fridge, a piece of cake. Then when we're ready to eat, 3 minutes in the microwave. Convenient, but how does it taste?
What do you think?
Tastes good.
It tastes good? Okay, all right. What do you think? Do you like it, really? Let's see, the kids liked it. Let's see if Mom likes it. Oh, wow. That is really good.
We tried a second meal.
Okay, here is meal number 2.
The penny is a hit as well.
What do you think? Oh, we're already going back for a second bite.
All the guys and all the bands are pretty good dudes, so everyone got along really well. All right, everybody, think real quick. Checklist. You got everything you need: cell phones, backpacks.
I got my heart and soul.
Toiletries.
Were you handing my backpack?
Tucson, Arizona.
At the Rock venue.
Rock. Filled up the van out of our pocket. We're ready to endure possibly a tire change soon here for the trailer. We do have a spare, but we're not sure how long that's going to last.
Interestingly, the thing that I'm coming out here to do is the hardest part, which is playing the set.
Well, we're in Tucson, where it's a little bit cheaper. It's come out to be about $86 to fill up our 30-gallon tank in a Ford 350 Ecoline. Econo line. Pulling a trailer with about how much weight in it, do you think?
About 800 pounds.
800 pounds. Shit's hard, man.
I think Edition Com's like the pinnacle of my music career, because if this doesn't make it, I really don't think that there's any other band I could ever be in that would.
drive in and all of a sudden, instead of being in Arizona, you're in this cool, like people from the Northwest say it's like the Northwest, people from the Northeast say it's like the Northeast. So it's kind of an oasis.
It's called Lolamai Springs. North on the I-17, then about 20 minutes west, near the town of Cornville, is this picturesque respite from the desert heat.
Follow me, guys.
On the banks of Oak Creek, under a canopy of cottonwoods, you'll likely find your happy place.
It's awesome!
During the day, temperatures are about 10 degrees cooler than the valley, but you also have the extra shade of the sycamores and flowing water for frolicking.
There's little pools where you can get into and get pretty much underwater and swim a little bit. And then there's little bits of rapids where you can lay down in it and the water will wash right over you.
So much to explore along the creek. This spot was our favorite.
So this is the area that we call Secret Spot. For a long time, probably the first 25 years, you had to wander up the creek to get here. And then a few years ago, we made a path through the rocks and through the blackberries and opened up the area on the creek. And now it's the most beautiful spot on the creek.